Alright, so what is up everyone? This is the first time joining the channel. Thanks for joining us, and if you've been subscribed to the channel or watched videos before, welcome back. Let's get into the video today, which is shooting the ATF Pistol Standards qualification stuff. Alright, so ATF Pistol Standards. Let's clear that. Taking this light off because we have crazy hair. We are going to be shooting this with a different gun. I'll explain in a second. But getting that out of there, and while we're getting the other gun set up, which we have a couple things to do with this, we do have to re-zero this, so we're gonna get to that in a second. So while we're getting set up to zero this pistol, one thing I just want to go over really quick before we get into the pistol standards. I'm just going to try to bring something like this to the channel a little more frequently. Last one I did was the Marshal standards, which was pretty fun. These are just meant to be fun and a reason to get out to shoot. I encourage you to try these too, see how you do compared to me or the standards. But we're going to try to bring this to the channel a little more frequently, doing drills. So if you know of any good drills to shoot pistol, rifle, pistol and rifle, stuff like that, leave those down below in the comments, and I'll try to go through them, see what they're about, and then possibly shoot them if I can. So let me get this thing zeroed, then we'll talk about the ATF stuff. So ATF Pistol Standards, should probably know this ahead of time, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, so ATF Pistol Standards, there's 11 courses of fire. A few of them have ×2, so 14, 15, whatever amount of strings. They have their own specific target, the ATF. So the target you're looking at on your screen right now is the ATF target. Obviously, I do not have that. I'm not going to buy it just for this one video to never shoot it again. So what we're doing right here, we're taking a B8 target. That's going to be just our black here, I'm thinking. I didn't figure this out beforehand because this isn't supposed to be too serious. So this black area is going to be our scoring zone. Then we're going to use the entire head box. So instead of just the A zone on this little credit card size, we're going to use this whole head box. So if you kind of figure out across the lines here, like I was trying to say before, this isn't supposed to be too serious, because first of all, who the hell wants to join the ATF? And second of all, we're just out here shooting, getting more practice. This is supposed to be one of the more difficult courses of fire for one of these type of qualifications. So we're out here trying this. This is supposed to all be from concealment. Reason I figured I would do this drill with a different gun is because this is my brand new to me Zev OZ9 that I'm considering using as my carry gun. So I want to get some more rounds down range with the gun, just so I feel a little bit more comfortable with it before I make a decision. Then we'll get to self-defense rounds and shooting those through to make sure it cycles those. Real quick before we get into the shooting portion of this video, if you like the video, if it's entertaining in any way, and you feel like supporting the channel, you could always hit that subscribe button, that helps. Or you could use the Amazon links down below for some products that will probably be linked down below, affiliate links, so I do get a little bit of a kickback from that. Helps kind of just buy ammo for stuff like this. Or you could just watch some of my other videos. So if you go in the description, I'll have links to other videos. So I don't have a link to this gun yet. I do have a video for the Tier 1 MSP Pro holster, kind of universal holster, retention on the light. I do have a video also on the Hunter Constantine carry belt, which is what we are running for this drill. So let's get to the shooting. All right, I got the GoPro on, so we have some, hopefully we can see the target and where the hits are. So first, let's see, first drills. We got 1, 2, 3, 4 drills are gonna be from 3 yards. So first one is draw and fire 3 rounds in 3 seconds. And I just remembered I do not have my timer. All right, so like we said, this is draw and fire 3 rounds. This is gonna be to that circle, obviously, in, what is in this pocket back here? Stapler. Shouldn't be too bad. Like I said, we're keeping to that black zone right now. All right, so let's do this. 3 seconds is not a long time, but it's not a short time. So I feel like this is not a bad drill. Let's do this. All right, 220. Draw and fire 3 rounds freestyle, then 3 rounds weak hand only. There we go, this is fun. This is a 7-second par time. So it's gonna be 6 rounds. Let's do this, 7 seconds. This part, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Let's see that. Let's see how this goes. All right, that was 5:01. We dropped 1 shot. We'll figure out the ATF scoring at the end, but so far, fail, but not, I don't know. Like I said, this is just for fun anyway. Draw and fire 2 rounds to the head in 3 seconds. So like I said, we're using that whole head box again. All right, that was a 182. Draw and fire 4 rounds in 3 seconds. All right, so getting warmed up a little bit, I guess, because the first one was 3 rounds in 3 seconds. This one's 4 rounds in 3 seconds. See, 239. All right, so now we are moving back to the 7-yard line. So is that 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. From ready, fire 3 rounds, emergency reload, fire 3 rounds. So emergency reload is not slide lock reload, just an FYI. From ready, 3, emergency reload 3, 8 seconds from the 7-yard line. I don't know if it's low ready, whatever. 3 R3. Say 518. Draw and fire 2 rounds to the body, 1 to the head, 2 times, 5 seconds each. All right, that's a 233. I'm assuming this is 5 seconds each, but so far we're on par for the total of them to be 5 seconds, which is a little on the spicier side, which is not bad. So let's do that again. I think I might have threw one over the top there. Oh, no, we got it. All right, we're still going on. That was a 235, so technically we are under the 5-second par time, if that's even what that is. From ready, fire 1 round to the head, times 2. This is in 2 seconds. So 71. And that was a 70. Stage handgun with magazine loaded and in gun, chamber empty. Start from ready on signal, attempt to fire, conduct remedial action as appropriate, fire 5 rounds. Have 5 seconds to do this at the 7-yard line. From ready, empty chamber, mag inserted, 5 seconds. That was a 416. I did kind of forget the tap and rack, but we will just go from there. I just racked it. I didn't tap and rack it, but 416. We're still all in. If you want to give me 0.8 for the tap before the rack, I'm still within time, so let's just call that one a pass, even though I kind of fucked up. All right, now we're going to the 15-yard line. From ready, fire 3 rounds, drop kneeling and perform an emergency reload, fire 3 more rounds. So 3R3 from the knees. Let's see what we got here. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. All right, that was a 767. We threw another round. Oh, we threw 2 rounds. That is no bueno. We threw 2 rounds there. But yeah, let's keep going. 15 yards. While kneeling from ready, fire 3 rounds twice. 5 seconds. May have threw another round. That was a 236. Let's go again. All right. 232. I think the wheels are starting to come off, boys. I think we found my weakness. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I want to say, we'll see on the GoPro, but I think about 4 of those 6 are outside of the black. I don't really remember what the scoring scheme is, but we'll get to that in a minute. Draw and fire 2 rounds from the 25 yards. We have 8 seconds to do this. So let's see, maybe we'll actually confirm our sights this time instead of just kind of sending them. So this is 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, and 25. This could be, if you fuck this up, this could just be because your zero's off, but no excuses. We fuck it up because I fucked up. 8 seconds. All right, that was a 285. We will see on the GoPro, I may have threw one of those shots, but that's the time for that. Plenty of time to confirm my sights a little bit more. But like I said, I'll try to figure out what the ATF's scoring scheme is, and we'll go from there. All right, so one of the scoring standards that I read on the website that I actually got the drill sequence from said to use a 8-inch circle. Anything outside the 8-inch circle is 1 point. Anything off the paper is 0 points. So if we go by that, this paper right here, we would count 1, 2, 3, definitely kind of a line breaker. I don't know if we're taking line breakers, so I'll say 4. 38 hits in here, that should be 76 points. 77, 78, 79, 80. 80 points for that, plus the extra 4 on the head box, which I guess is another 8 points, so that's 88. And then there's 2 off paper, which would be 0. So I think we passed. So the passing score, I believe, is 80% or 80 points or whatever, so we're well within that. We got 88. I think, if you count the head box like that. If you count the head boxes as 1 hit, we're at 84. So we passed it. Takeaway, take a little bit more time on certain shots. I'm not used to shooting part times, I guess, if that would make sense. So like when they're like, oh, you have 5 seconds to do this, I'm not really sure how long 5 seconds is when you're shooting. How long did the draw take, stuff like that. So I usually just go dots on target, pull the trigger, not really taking my time to like overly confirm. So that's probably why we threw a couple. Oh, there are 6 hits up there, so that's even more points actually than I thought. So that would be 92 points that I got, or if you only count those as 1 point, that's 86. So I would say we're well within. Overall, I don't think the ATF Pistol Standards is that easy, and it's not that hard. As you saw, if I took a little bit more time on some of the shots, would have probably got them in. Some of the further back ones, especially going down to kneeling, not the greatest, especially kneeling on this stuff. Overall, not too bad. What do you think of these standards? What else should I try? I'll try, like I said, I want to try this new like series of doing stuff like this more often. I think the next one I'm gonna do is the